We are the heartbeat of America.
Hi, and thank you for stopping by. I'm doing a video, and you'll get it in the morning, but it's kind of late at night that I'm doing this. The video that I want to do is on the importance or the non-importance of the Ninth Amendment. Um, what does it mean? What is its history? And why doesn't anybody ever use it? Maybe people don't understand what it is, but they always cling to a different amendment when it comes to their rights and protections. It says here that the Ninth Amendment to the United States Constitution addresses rights retained by the people that are not specifically enumerated or written down in the Constitution. It is part of the Bill of Rights, and the amendment reads, "The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people." Having said that, it is here it says the amendment was introduced during the drafting of the Bill of Rights when some of the American founders became concerned that future generations might argue that because a certain right was not listed in the Bill of Rights, it did not exist. However, the Ninth Amendment has rarely played any role in the U.S. constitutional law, and until the 1980s was often considered forgotten or irrelevant by many legal academics. And it has been. Why? Because it is a very powerful amendment if it is used and used properly. I challenged this when I went to court. I had gotten a ticket for driving without a license. I am not a driver. There are loads of you out there that have been conditioned to believe that if you're in a car and behind the wheel and on the road that you are a driver. That is not true. The Ninth Amendment is supposed to back up my right to free travel using the mode of transportation of the day. And this day it is an automobile. It is a contrivance. It has been skillfully and inventively created for a particular purpose. It was not created for commerce. Any automobile that or any vehicle that was created for commerce is considered to be a motor vehicle, and it has to have a driver's license attached to it because you are getting paid to drive that particular motor vehicle. But when I went to court and argued that point, the judge basically told me a big FU, which meant he's not going to listen to my right. He doesn't care that it's my right. He doesn't care that it was the Ninth Amendment that I was clinging to. All he cared about was that the states have figured out how to turn everybody into a driver. When you go and buy an automobile off of the lot, a new one, you are supposed to be able to get what's known as the MCO, Manufacturer Certificate of Origin. That is the original title. If it was not the original title to your automobile, the auto dealership would not have to send it to the state. The state would not have to put it on microfiche. The state would then not have to create a motor vehicle title for you and then destroy the original copy. Because they have done that, they have taken what is yours, what is your private property, and they have invested in it. They have had a stake in your private property. Because the state has the original title, they therefore have right to your automobile. It's no longer private property anymore because the state now owns it. You have a title that says it's in your possession, but the state still owns your automobile. When you go to get insurance and you ask the insurance agency, why it is called auto insurance, they will tell you that it's auto insurance because your automobile is not in the same class as a motor vehicle. It's not the correct size. Therefore, it cannot be claimed as a motor vehicle, even though the states have figured out a way to do that. When I got my insurance through AAA, auto insurance, they said it reads auto insurance, not motor vehicle insurance. That if they were to say motor vehicle insurance, they would be at fault because your automobile is not the correct size. It is not built for commerce. You can use it for commerce, but that's not what it was built for. Vehicles that were built for towing, vehicles that were built for transportation, trucks, large trucks, and things of that nature are not motor vehicles. Trucks, large trucks, vans, transportation, semi-trucks and things like that are motor vehicles because they were created for you to use in the commerce and on the open road. Now, in order to pay for the upkeep of the roads, originally people that were considered drivers had to get an insurance and a license so they could have permission to be on our roads, yours and mine, yours and mine. And we were not supposed to pay for the upkeep of the roads, but they realized that it costs a lot and that they're not making enough money off of people that drive a truck or that drive a limousine or drive a taxi cab. You notice that all of those have the word driver in them. They found out that they could no longer make enough money to cover the repairs, so they took everybody and lumped them into a single box. And that box is driver. Everybody that gets behind the wheel of a car is now considered a driver. That is not legal. The states have just been able to the states have been able to get away with that. So anyway, back to the Ninth Amendment. It is saying here, the text says, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights, which means the ones that are written down, the enumeration means written down, in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Now, if they could have looked into the future and saw that the Ninth Amendment wasn't going to do diddly squat if the states or the federal government has figured out how to make money off of your rights, it will not be a right anymore. It will become a privilege that you have to pay for. A long time ago, you go before the judge, Your Honor, the Ninth Amendment. That's what's my rights, and my rights are covered by the Ninth Amendment. Okay, that's your right. Okay. Now, there's some things that are not right, that are not a right. We have to use common sense here. Now, we can't just say everything is a right just because you say it's a right. Murdering somebody, people can say, oh, that was my right. I was expressing myself. I did it in an artful way. Okay, well, we know murder is wrong. We know hurting old people and people that can't defend themselves, we know that's wrong. That's assault and various things of that nature. So when we use our rights, we also have to use common sense. Now, Justice Tolman, a good while ago, wrote a opinion that said basically that if we are behind the wheel of a car on the open road and we show ourselves to be, and how did he put it? If we show ourselves to be courteous and respectful of the people around us, I'm paraphrasing, but if we show ourselves courteous and respectful of the people around us, and we do not interfere with their rights, then we shall be protected not only in our good conduct, but also in our person. We shall be protected. That's what he said. That's what he believed. Well, if you can make money off of something, all bets are off. It doesn't matter. Uh, Judicial interpretation. The Ninth Amendment has generally been regarded by the courts as negating any expansion of governmental power or on account of the enumerations of rights in the Constitution. But the amendment has not been regarded as further limiting government power. The U.S. Supreme Court explained this in U.S. Public Workers versus Mitchell. If granted power is found necessarily the objection of invasion of those rights reversed by the Ninth and Tenth Amendment must fail. I don't really understand that, but I think what it's saying is that if you're doing something that is inherently wrong against my right, if I say I have the right to privacy, well, up until it was challenged in court, nobody cared about your right to privacy. They would just trample all over your right to privacy as it is. But the framers did not intend that the first 8 amendments be construed to exhaust the basic and fundamental rights. I do not mean to imply that the Ninth Amendment constitutes an independent source of rights protected from infringement, but by either the state or the federal government, while the Ninth Amendment, and indeed the entire Bill of Rights, originally concerned restrictions upon federal power, the subsequently enacted 14th Amendment prohibits the states as well from abridging fundamental personal liberties, and the Ninth Amendment indicating that not all such liberties are specifically mentioned in the first 8 amendments. So basically what you have to do is use the 9th and the 14th Amendment, I guess. It says here, in sum, the 9th Amendment simply lends strong support to the view that the liberty protected by the 5th and 14th Amendments from infringement by the federal government or the state is not restricted to rights specifically mentioned in the first 8 amendments. Okay, so basically when you say the 5th and the 14th amendments, you're covered there. The 9th Amendment should back all that up, but it doesn't. If you've had any problems in your life where you've had any infringements of your rights or your rights have been trampled on, anything from getting a ticket for driving without a license to, now that's not saying you had a license and you just let it lapse. If you've gotten yourself a driver's license, you are now a driver. By law, you have to keep that driver's license current if you're going to be behind the wheel of a car. I've never had a driver's license, therefore I am protected under the 9th Amendment in theory. But if you, as soon as you go and get your driver's license, you have given away your right to free travel and turned it into a privilege that the states can regulate. Having said that, if you have had anything in your lifetime that would be considered a right and it's been trampled on, put a comment below. Right down there. Yes, right down there. Also, if you know of anything that could possibly help out this, please put a comment below. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. Also, if you want to like my videos, hit the big old thumbs up. Also, if you would like to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I don't do as many videos as I should, but there again, I am planning on running for mayor of Seattle. So I have a lot of things on my mind at the moment. 2025, I plan on running for the mayor of Seattle at that time. So if you don't get as many videos or the type of videos that you think are enjoyable, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to give you something to think about and possibly something that you can do to help me think about stuff. So if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. If you're going to thumb me down, that's great. I understand people are going to. Some people just do it because they don't know any better, and some people are just hateful. That's okay. I don't mind. I thought about it. At first I was upset, but now I don't care. If you want to thumb me down, that's on you. You have to live with that decision, not me. Chances are in a week you'll probably have forgotten all about me anyway. So anyway, if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. If you want to hit me a big old thumbs up. Also, if you want to thumb me down, that's fine. I don't care. This has been a video I tried to make short, but it's about 15 minutes long. So I'm going to let you go on this note. Remember, let us make tomorrow better than yesterday by doing the very best we can today. Have a good day, America, and all points beyond.